You are the person everyone calls sweet. You are the first to volunteer. You are the last to leave. You remember everyone's birthday, everyone's favorite food, and everyone's complicated travel arrangements. You are the emotional stabilizer, the designated driver, and the chief emotional support officer for your entire social circle. You are the designated fixer, the listener, the one who carries all the emotional water. You never complain. You never ask for equal footing. You are reliable to a fault. This meticulous performance of perfection is exhausting. Your whole life has become a display of competence designed to prevent any possible criticism. You are not just a kind person, you are a codependent giver. The entire structure of your social life is built on the premise that you are this central, non-complaining resource. Beneath this armor of niceness, however, a profound emotional dissonance churns. You are outwardly loving and inwardly furious. This profound emotional dissonance is the source of your constant fatigue. When people describe you, the first word they use is kind.
And yet, if we were to look inside your heart right now, we would find something heavy, something brittle, something exhausted. You feel like a sponge that has been wrung out and then forced to sit in dirty water. No matter how much you give, the water inside you feels heavy and toxic because the exchange is never equal. Underneath the smile, you feel a deep, burning resentment. You feel taken for granted. You feel lonely. You feel perpetually run down by the very people you have bent over backward to help. You think, I do everything right. I am the nicest person I know, so why do I feel so angry all the time? If this is you, if you are exhausted by your own goodness, if you suspect that your overwhelming desire to help comes with a secret, invisible cost, I need you to know that the problem isn't your personality. It is your protocol. You are experiencing the dark side of kindness.
And it is not dark because you are bad. It is dark because your kindness has been weaponized by your own fear. This is the psychology of transactional kindness. It is the story of how a genuine virtue became a survival tactic. The most painful truth about dark kindness is that it is often rooted in profound fear. You see, genuine kindness is a gift given freely, without expectation. Dark kindness is a shield. This root often extends back to childhood, where you learned that compliance was the only way to avoid criticism or neglect. You realized that the adults only felt calm or expressed affection when you made yourself small and useful. You learned, if I am a giver, I am safe. If I am a needer, I am abandoned. This fear is why you offer help before anyone even asks. You are constantly offering prophylactic kindness, a preemptive strike against judgment. This armor of compliance becomes your emotional insurance policy. This chronic effort is a profound low-grade anxiety that never shuts off. You buy protection against future criticism by investing heavily in present favors. You use your helpfulness as a prophylactic against judgment. It is an armor made of compliance.
You cling to it desperately because you are terrified that if your flaws are seen, you will be cast out. This armor of compliance becomes your emotional insurance policy against future disappointment, a premium you pay daily with your time and sanity. You are silently thinking, I helped them move the sofa today, so they cannot possibly be mad at me when I mess up that project next week. This is kindness as self-defense. You are trying to control the world's perception of you, believing that if you are indispensable, you are untouchable. And that is an incredibly tiring way to live. This is where the resentment is born. The fundamental difference between true kindness and dark kindness
is the hidden ledger. When you help from a place of pure, authentic compassion, the transaction is complete when the act is done. You give, and you feel good because you gave. But if you are a dark kind person, you have an invisible spreadsheet running in your mind. You keep meticulous score. You are running an insecure equation. I give X, service, so you must give me Y, safety and validation. This scorekeeping isn't about being petty. It is about attempting to balance a terrifyingly insecure equation where you try to buy affection. You believe you're entering into a sacred, unspoken contract. I give X, service, so you must give me Y, safety and validation. The currency you seek is profound. Y is almost never a return favor. Y is validation. Y is recognition. Y is loyalty. When we forget your birthday or don't compliment your efforts or simply fail to match your level of intensity, the contract is shattered. The resentment you feel isn't because they failed to help you. It's because they failed to acknowledge the depth of your sacrifice. The anger comes because you feel cheated. You gave them 10 points of service and they only gave you 1 point of recognition back. You were trying to buy their loyalty and they just took the goods and walked away, leaving you feeling profoundly used and betrayed, not by their malice, but by the broken contract you secretly enforced. The irony is, you feel used, but the initial act was never truly altruistic. It was a bid for control over their affection. Kindness is identity. This is the most exhausting lie of all. For many people, the role of the helper is not just something they do, it is who they are. You are terrified of the space that no creates. You are afraid that if you prioritize yourself, if you take a day off, if you ask for the money you are owed, if you let someone else deal with the problem, you will be instantly judged as selfish. This panic response is powerful. You feel that losing the title of the helper means losing your entire identity, which feels like emotional death. Your internal narrative is, if I stop being helpful, if I say no, I cease to be a good person. I cease to be valuable. The slightest hint of selfishness triggers a powerful panic response. You would rather burn yourself out completely than tolerate 5 minutes of discomfort that comes from setting a healthy boundary. This exhaustion is the result of holding a full-time job as the good person that you never truly wanted. Your job is not to manage the world's emotional discomfort. Your job is to manage your own health. The solution is to realize that your intrinsic value is non-negotiable. It doesn't rely on external transactions. So how do we break this cycle and find true, joyful, sustainable kindness? You do not need to become mean. You need to become authentic. You need to replace the contract with choice. Step 1. Locate the lie. The next time you are asked for a favor, buy yourself a pause. Say, "Let me check my calendar." Then, when you are alone, ask yourself one question. Am I saying yes because I genuinely want to, or because I'm afraid of what happens if I say no? If the answer is fear, then the answer must be no. Step 2. Replace the ledger with the gift. When you choose to help, make the internal transaction immediately clear. This is a gift. There are no strings attached. When the act is done, wipe the score from your mental ledger. Expect nothing. True kindness is restorative. Step 3. Practice selfish boundaries. Your exhaustion is not a random occurrence. It is a sign that your boundaries are broken. You need to learn the new contract. Self-compassion is the prerequisite for true compassion. When you say no to a small request, you are actually saying yes to the big things: your health, your peace, and your authenticity. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to learn to say no gently, firmly, and without apologizing. It is time to retire from your job as the world's emotional martyr and accept your promotion to self-respecting human. Subscribe for more.